Hello, hello. My name is Linda, also known as Tortajala around the internet, and I love creative journaling and all things stationery. So today I'm going to share a casual journal with me video with you, just showing my process of decorating my bullet journal spreads for May, because every month I create these pages to record the highlights of my month, sort of like a wrap up or review type of page. As usual, I'm using the digital printable papers that I have designed and posted on my Ko-fi feed for members. Go check it out if you're interested. This month, I printed everything as like full page designs on sticker paper, which is a nice option if you don't want to deal with like a glue stick or tape and you just want the printed designs to be already sticky and ready to use. There are like expensive sticker papers out there, but you can also just buy like full sheet labels, right? That kind of sticker paper that's much more affordable. And I think it still does the job, like pretty much the same as printing on regular copy paper. All the designs and papers this month are floral themed, and some sort of have like a retro kind of feel because I was just thinking about the month of May and Mother's Day and giving flowers to your mom and sort of having that like retro 70s feel. If you are new here, you might not know, but I am very maximalist when it comes to journaling because I like using pattern papers, bold patterns, like just um can't stop myself from adding embellishments and stickers and things. So my pages do end up being very full and colorful usually. And maybe that's a bit much for some people, but I like it. It's just what I'm naturally driven to create. But of course, with all of these like printable papers, journaling cards, uh, all these designs, you can print them any size that you want. And of course, you can use them however you like in your journals. Digital papers are, of course, very versatile. You can just pick and choose and print what you want to use. And of course, pattern papers are perfect to use as like a background for your journal pages. It's sort of like a colorful foundation to start with. But of course, you can crop and trim the pieces to create other interesting layouts as well. It's not always necessary to like cover up the whole page or use a very large piece of pattern paper. It's just what I'm personally drawn to, so I seem to do that month to month because I like seeing all the color, I like showcasing the patterns and seeing all the designs. But I know that some people like more of a minimal or like focused look. So you can imagine like using just a strip of pattern paper as like an accent, maybe like only on the tops and bottoms of your journal page, or maybe just using the papers on the sides, left and right, to create like borders for your journal pages, especially if you write a lot on your pages and you just need more of that white space. So there are really like a lot of options when it comes to using pattern papers. Of course, there are no rules and you can use the supplies however you see fit. Now, because I'm printing these designs at home, I'm just using like a regular like HP home printer, no special tools or anything. So sometimes the prints come out like slightly crooked or wonky because again, it's not like industrial professional printing or anything. So the first thing that I usually do is just like trim and crop everything. I just want to cut off all the extra white areas, trim like the journaling cards and all that kind of stuff so that I have everything like ready to go and use. By the way, for these bullet journal videos, I have a whole playlist of them since I've been setting up these pages every single month this year. You can definitely go and check out the previous month setups as well and follow along if you want to see that and just enjoy like some casual chatty journal videos. Now, the reason why I do these pages at the end of the month is because my pages are not for planning ahead. Rather, it's to summarize what happened in the past month that has passed. So these pages um, here are for the month of May as we head into the end of the month. And basically, once the month is over, I will add in like my selfie photo, which I add every single month, and like currently details, highlights of the month, like what I want to pat myself in the back on for good job, and as well as like let's try personal notes. I'm basically like following a general layout structure that I have set up for myself to make it easy for me to do these pages like every single month. It also makes it so that it's very consistent as I flip through these pages. In this bullet journal, it's like every single month, similar-ish information that is being recorded. And so usually what I do is always start with like the left-hand side page with the opening month page so that I could label the date, the month. And then on the right-hand side, that's where I add my selfie and document like, personal, like currently kind of things and add decoration. And then the next spread is where I freely decorate to add the final journaling cards for highlights, good job, and let's try. And these groups of information, it's just something that I decided to document for myself on a monthly basis. You might want to document something different or something really specific. It sort of really depends on like what you enjoy documenting and maybe what is more prevalent in your life. For example, I'm sure some people might prefer to document like favorite meals or favorite restaurant or maybe have a section that's like my playlist for the month or the books I read. There's so many options. And again, we are all free to document what makes the most sense for our lives because we all live such different lives. I think it's really cool to see the variety of what people document in their journals. And sometimes sharing can be so inspiring because you like spark an idea for someone else. But even if it's not something that you want to personally document, when I see all the variety, I still find it fun just to take a look at and see what the options are. And I also want to take a moment to say that even the most like seemingly mundane everyday details can be very like helpful and important to document because I think some people maybe one of the major complaints about journaling is that they're like, oh, I've got nothing to write about, I've got nothing to document, because they think it'll be too repetitive perhaps to document like the same thing over and over again because they feel like, oh, my life is very routine. But I think if you just stop a few moments and like pay attention, you will realize that even the little stories, even the very routine daily life stuff is one worth documenting no matter what. And as you go through it, I think that you'll realize maybe it's not that routine, and sometimes there are different feelings to write down or to consider. Like, think about just documenting your feelings or your thoughts or your personal emotions. That's always like changing, and how you feel, of course, is affected by everything that happens around you, but it is different, right? So I think that when it comes to documentation, you don't always have to think about the basic, like, oh, it's an event, it's a milestone. Obviously, it can help to start thinking that way. Like, think just who, what, when, where, why, right? Like, who are you documenting? Like, who, what, when, where, why? Like, all of go through those questions for what you want to document about, but also think about your personal emotions and thoughts and feelings. And I think that sometimes I I think of journaling as sort of like having a conversation with yourself about yourself, like your feelings, your thoughts, your adventures through this life, how you find it. Whether you have like a very fast-paced life with lots of events, or you have a very calm and tranquil or seemingly routine life, everything is valid and everything is worth documenting no matter what. But there will always be like little stories, little things that sort of peek out, and you could expand on it. I've definitely learned in the past year that although I really love creating like pretty things, having a nice end product to look at, like pretty pages to flip through, the more important aspect is to have actually just done the pages, like having gone through the process of revisiting, thinking about my month, my memories, to document what I'm thinking, considering, like reflecting, just the whole process. And while I'm thinking about all of those things, like using my hands, moving my hands, gluing down papers, decorating with stickers, obviously having fun with stationery, all of that, it's like a whole meditative process of reflection and working through your own thoughts and emotions. I think that is actually the most valuable part of journaling and getting creative. Having the end product is nice. You can flip through it, and if it's pretty, all that kind of stuff. But again, it is much more about the process that is like worth it and helpful to you as a person. I think there are like countless, right, scientific studies and research that has been done supporting the fact that these hobbies, these creative things, reflective kind of activities, they are really good for your mental health. So you shouldn't underestimate these very simple, like calm times of journaling and just reflecting on memories and having fun with, stationary things that you like. I have always been a journal girl, like since age, I don't know, 8 or something. I had my first diary, the one with like a lock and key kind of thing. And from there, moving into, art journaling, sketchbooks, mixed media, scrapbooking when I had my kids is when I started, and just doing it all. And I love all the different forms of journaling, and I just let myself enjoy all these things that are fun to me. So I hope that by sharing my everyday journaling and setups, it can also help to encourage you to let yourself have some fun and do some journaling, whatever style or format it is that you might enjoy. It's fine. Everybody just does their own thing, but it's important to actually give yourself the time to do it. So this whole time I've basically been doing like a similar setup where I'm setting up my pages, and this is the journaling cards printout that I created with these like categories that I basically fill in for every single month. So it basically just creates consistency so that every single month I sort of see like the same type of information, um, so that it's not like so like scattered in a way. I sort of wanted to make something that was like an overview. So when it comes to filling in these journal cards, I'm doing like bullet points, because I just want to make it so that when I flip through the different pages, month to month to month, it's like easy to like take in very quickly what happened in that month in terms of highlights and like again all these different um, particular categories of information that I've set up. So I will leave links down below in the comment if you're interested. This journaling card printable is completely free in my Ko-fi shop, and it actually comes with 2 pages. So the first page is this one with the titles on the cards, but the second page has the same 4 cards, but just like empty. So if you want like a little bit of a vintage feeling like paper as a journaling card, you can definitely use that. I'll also leave the links if you want to join my Ko-fi membership. Basically, once you sign up for my Ko-fi membership as a supporter, you will get access to like the new papers and journaling cards that I post every single month. But you also have access to everything that I've ever posted in the Ko-fi feed. So it's like years of printables. So you can go back and check out all the months of digital papers, all that kind of stuff. And of course, there is my shop. So if you just want to buy like certain printables one off, go ahead and check out all the digital printables that I have in my Ko-fi shop. And finally, I just wanted to also let you know that I have a blog at tortajala.com, which I started many, many years ago, and everything on my blog is free. They are just free printables for anyone and everyone to use because I really just wanted to share something that was accessible to as many people as possible. So it's just a digital download. So you can download any of the papers and print them to use in your journaling and have fun with pretty papers. And I know that some people say they don't even have a printer, but you can get stuff printed like at the library, or you can send it to like a print shop and just get like 1 or 2 color prints. So it's not like as costly as you think. There are options out there, and that will just give you instant supplies to play with. So it's definitely very, very cool. So these are my pages for the month of May, and I will be obviously completing them when I actually fill out all the information for the month of May. But I basically just set up like the skeleton, like background foundation to begin with so that it is ready for when the month finishes. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. If you like journaling and stationery videos, definitely subscribe if you want to see more. Of course, I want to thank you for watching. I very much appreciate your support. Um, and I hope that you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.